much do you have to have amassed before we would come to City National and talk about opportunities?
So I'll start. We're pretty early, about as early as you can get. So one of the criteria that we're looking for, in addition to the organization not being more than 2 years along in its development, is we want to be a significant chunk of their funding at the time that we're funding them. We're not necessarily only looking to be the first funder in, but we generally don't want to be one of a pool of many investors who, in the sum of the investments dwarfs our investment. Part of that is because we want organizations who we can help leverage our dollars in, and so being that first one in and sort of putting a stamp of approval of a very intense vetting process, we hope that we can attract money in from them, as well as we want them to be excited about engaging with us and really taking advantage of those wraparound capacity building services. And we find when we're sort of the 15th funder down the list, it's a little bit harder to get them to take my phone call. Whereas when we're one of 2 or 3 funders in, I can't get them to stop calling me. Which is great. That's the sort of organization we're looking for.
Yeah, so we are the exact opposite. We would like to put our money in long after it's no longer needed. Sometimes we fail at that and have to put it in and it gets used. But clearly that is not our desired position. I mean, look, it's about your risk tolerance. So a business that's up and running and successful shows us that the idea works, that the time is right, that the entrepreneur knows what he or she is doing. Those are much easier to underwrite than a concept in someone's head that they've never ever tried before. And so, we're clearly concerned about getting our capital back along with the business succeeding. I mean, we don't want to be in a situation where the way we get our capital back is by taking someone's house and making their kids have to get out of school and they don't no longer have a station wagon. I mean, we would not view that as successful. We would do it, mind you, but we would not view it as successful. And so what we don't want to put people in positions where they end up failing, even if that means we get our money back. We want to try to be a responsible investor, a responsible party, and so sometimes we say no to things that people would like us to say yes to because we don't see how it could work out well for them, even if it could work out well for us. Oftentimes people call us, but I've got all this collateral, right? But you don't want me to take the collateral because then you won't have a place to live. So it's that conversation that's kind of tough, but we try to make sure people understand the business that we're in, which is not risking capital. I mean, I think Echoing Green is a great model for the beginning. We're waiting